In 1972, the Congregation for Divine Worship and Discipline of the Sacraments has promulgated this rite, Ordo Initiationis Christianae Adultorum. Okay? This is the fruit of the Vatican II's call for renewal of liturgy. Okay? Vatican II called for revision, renewal and promotion of liturgy. That was the basic call regarding any liturgical matter. So also Vatican II in Sacrosanctum Concilium decreed that the order of Christian celebration of the sacraments of initiation must be revised. Okay? Must be revised so that it becomes suitable for our times, as well as restoration takes place. This is the call of Vatican II for liturgical life of the Church. Okay? Revision, restoration and promotion. Accordingly, the rites are revised by eliminating what is not so suitable for our times today and restored what was in the history and what was very good and what will be good also for our times. So brought back again, and the purpose is to promote liturgical life of the Church. Okay, and this was the call of Vatican II. So accordingly, the rite of Christian initiation also underwent a lot of revision, in which lot of things, for example, applying saliva or presenting salt, honey and milk, okay, those things are removed, and now more permission is given for infusion baptism instead of immersion, though immersion baptism also is acceptable. Okay, and the catechumenate, which was in the history but which was lost, now again brought back. Okay, in order to promote Christian life, Christian instruction. Okay, so this Vatican II demanded for revision and restoration, and thus promoting the liturgical life of the Church, and accordingly in 1972 OICA is promulgated. Okay, approved for use. According to this present rite of Christian initiation of adults, now we will deal only with Christian initiation of adults, where three sacraments are given together. Child baptism we shall deal separately. Fine? Okay? Because many priests in today's Catholic Church are unaware of this rite. How this should be conducted. Many are not aware. Since they are not aware, they are using old child baptism book also for adult baptisms, because they are not fully aware of. And even if they are aware, our bishops are not very much insisting upon following the liturgical books properly. Okay? For example, you see, for a church consecration, I happen to be the MC of a big church consecration, co-cathedral it was, and 9 bishops were present for the whole celebration. 9 bishops were present. So I carried out as the ortho goes, tip-top. It went it like that. I conducted like that. And the bishop of that place gave me full freedom. to conduct as per the directives of the church, and I conducted. At the end, one bishop comes and asks, from where did you get all these things? I just told, I followed Roman Pontifical, my lord. Finish. Nothing more. No explanation is required more than that. Simply said, I followed the Roman Pontifical, which is supposed to be the matter, supposed to be followed. Finish. I followed the Roman Pontifical, my lord. He is the bishop, he is supposed to know the things, that this is the way to do, but he never went through the document. Though book is in his hand, pontifical is in his hand, he never went through the latest pontifical. This is the problem. Okay, not only for bishops, and if bishops are not aware, priests are also not aware, and they are not taking care. And even in the seminaries, I don't think they are teaching everything that should be done in all the liturgies. Especially one of the liturgies which is very badly conducted in church now, especially in India and much more in Andhra Pradesh, is Oika. Very badly followed because many are not aware of how to use this book. Okay, but you should know the canon law. Once the new thing comes up, got approved for use, the old thing is abrogated ipso facto. Okay, the old thing is abrogated ipso facto. Therefore, you should know the new thing correctly and execute it also correctly in the future pastoral ministry wherever you go. Now we will get into the subject. According to Oika, the Christian initiation of adults goes through 5 stages. How many? 5 stages. What are the 5 stages? Something called pre-catechumenate period, or period of preparation for catechesis, let us say. Pre-catechumenate period. Pre-catechumenate period. Then catechumenate, second. Period of catechumenate. Then third, period of illumination. Period of illumination. Then fourth, celebration of the sacraments of initiation. Fourth stage, celebration of the sacraments of Christian initiation. Then fifth, period of post-baptismal catechesis. Period of post-baptismal catechesis, or simply known as mystagogia. Period of mystagogia. Okay. Now among these 5, note of writing, just listen now. These are the 5 periods through which it passes, the sacraments pass like that. Okay, begin here, it goes like this, like this, like this, and at last with mystagogia it will end up. Okay, the whole thing lasts for 3 years. Okay, the whole thing lasts for 3 years. So properly to conduct a liturgy of Christian initiation of adults, you need 3 years of time, because in each time there some liturgical rites are taking place. Okay, and everything has to go through in proper normal times. But there are situations where you cannot have that much time at your disposal. Then exceptions can be taken. The order itself will give you exceptional situations where you need not go through 3 years of formation, enough to have that 40 days. There is another order, you need not have even that 40 days. Single celebration, everything can be done. Okay? And there is another one which would be used in emergency of death. Okay? Need not go through all these ceremonies also. Directly you can conduct the ceremony with few things. Okay? At a stretch we can conduct it all together. So exceptions are there. But this is the normal way. This is called the ordinary way. Okay? In the ordinary way of celebration of Christian initiation of adults, there are 5 stages: pre-catechumenate, catechumenate, illumination, celebration of the sacraments, and mystagogia. These are the 5 stages of celebration of Christian initiation of adults. Now we will start with pre-catechumenate. Okay? In this pre-catechumenate period, practically no liturgical rites. Okay? No liturgical rite is there. But how a person will come to ask for Christian initiation of adults, how a person will come for asking membership in our church? Through the preaching of someone. Okay? Some catechists or some missionaries, somebody entered that village somehow. Okay? They came into contact with some prospective people who can accept Christ, who might be disposed to accept Christ. To them, the word of God is preached a little bit. Not all the doctrines of the church, which will not be taught at that moment, but a minimum of Christian life is being taught. And inspired by the teachings or lifestyle of some Christians, some people seek baptism. Okay? Some people seek baptism and they want to join the church. They express the desire. So this period, pre-catechumenate period, does not contain any liturgical rite. No liturgy in that involved. It is a period of preliminary knowledge of Christ. Okay? Imparted by the missionaries or catechists or lay people, lay Christians. Okay? In that vicinity, in that area. And it is the period some people were teaching Christianity, some people were observing that one, and they expressed their desire to come to Christ. Okay, that much only takes place. No liturgical rite is involved in that period. So we don't, some books won't consider this period as important stage. Okay, but it is important for our life because as pastors of souls, we are bound to make Christ known and loved. That is the vocation for everybody, whether they belong to Holy Spirit or Divine Mercy or Capuchins. There is a common vocation for everybody, that is making Christ known and loved. Okay, and that is a sacred duty which we must take upon ourselves to the extent possible. Okay, we have to make known Christ, to make disciples, because the Lord said, you go to the whole world, not only to your communities where there are Catholics like Chodimela A and Chodimela B, but the Lord says, go to the whole world and proclaim the good news. For what going to the whole world? Not to eat pandi and making our bellies big and come back. No, we have to go to the whole world, proclaim the good news, and then baptize those who believe. Baptize those who believe. Therefore, this pre-catechumenate period also is important for us because we have to make Christ known and loved. That is one of our duties which we take upon ourselves as priests. Okay? Priest has also the prophetic function, no? Just like Christ has that prophetic function, that prophetic function is in play when we go as missionaries to preach. Okay? What is the prophetic function's main role? To proclaim, to teach. Okay? So that is one of our important offices that we have to fulfill. but no liturgical celebration is involved in this. Okay, now comes the most important part, let us say, as far as now our study is concerned, period of catechumenate. Okay, catechumenate. This period of catechumenate lasts for 3 years, as I said, normally. It may exceed, it can be reduced also, depending on the situations. But normal period expected is 3 years time. Okay? You have seen already in the Traditio Apostolica that it lasts for 3 years. So now also that same thing is taken here as it is. This period of catechumenate starts with something called entrance into catechumenate. It's a liturgical rite. Now properly liturgy starts for its initiation. Entrance. Entrance into catechumenate. This is a liturgical rite, and all should know how to do it, and you should practice also by doing. Okay? Entrance into catechumenate. With this, the proper liturgical celebration of Christian initiation of adults begins. So this is the beginning rite. How to do this one? Okay? It starts by gathering in a suitable place outside the church. Okay? The celebrant, together with the community and the seekers or the candidates, okay, they all gather outside the church. What is the significance of this gathering outside the church? Now, they are adults. They are not small kids now. Okay, they are adults. So we have to treat them with respect. Now, they are seeking membership in us. They want to enter the church. The whole universal church is represented by this small church. And it is a church that welcomes them. Okay, as a symbolism of welcoming them into the church, first they gather outside in a suitable place outside the church, and there the celebrant's first work is to question the sponsors. Inquiry of the sponsors. In Christian initiation of adults, as we already saw in general introduction yesterday. Yes, Father. Please read yesterday's note and tell me what the general introduction tells. What the general introduction tells about the role of the sponsors. Even before explaining the these qualifications, it is said. It is their duty to help the candidates to accept the faith as well as to persevere in the faith, to practice it, to help them to practice it, and thus help them to persevere in the faith that they have received in through the sacraments. Okay, so these sponsors are godparents. Okay, in the case of small children, baptism of children, we call them as godparents, whereas for adults, we may call them as godparents, but normal word is used is sponsors. Okay, it's one and the same. The difference is in the case of small children, the godparents are somehow spiritually associated as members of the original family, okay, whose child is getting baptized, and they are also considered as members of the family. But here the sponsors, they are not like parents, they don't act as parents because they are already grown up fellows, the candidates, as helpers, as sponsors we call them, okay. But their work also is to deepen the instruction of Christian life, as well as facilitate. They act as a bridge between the parish priest and the party, okay. They act as a bridge, okay. It is the sponsors who bring the candidates for entrance into catechumenate. It is they who introduce to the priest, Father, these are the people like to receive our baptism, okay. Then the celebrant first thing to do is he will ask for the intention of the candidates. He will ask the sponsors, okay, what is their intention? Are you sure that they are willing to live our life? Do you certify that these people are seeking Christian life out of their own free will? Okay, the priest will ask the sponsors first, and the sponsor will say, yes, Father, it is out of their own free will they are seeking baptism, therefore I am bringing them to you to start the process of Christian initiation of adults. So then priest will ask, inquire about the intention of the candidates. Second step, inquiry of candidates. He inquires about the intention of the candidates. Are they coming with a free will or not? Are they willing to accept Christ and live the Christian principles? Okay? Are they willing to renounce their old way of life, old religion, okay, and prepared to live Christian life or not? It is a, and he will first ask, what do you want from the church? Okay, and they will ask, we would like to have Christian initiation of adults, we would like to receive the sacraments of Christian initiation, and then officially the candidate is accepted. Okay, so the celebrant inquires and the candidates respond. The inquiry will be about the intention of the candidates. What do you seek from the church? They answer, and depending on that positive answer, now comes a ceremony called Synnyasio. May I write here? Synnyasio. Synnyasio means signing with sign of the cross. Okay? Imprinting sign of the cross on the forehead of the candidates. Synnyasio. First, the celebrant puts the first sign of the cross on the forehead of the candidates at this stage. First time they are receiving the sign of the cross. Not only the celebrant, but the sponsors also make sign of the cross on the candidates. Besides the celebrant and the sponsors, the catechists or those who are going to train them, some people will be entrusted with everything parish priest cannot do, no? And usually these funny parish priests do not know even the prayers. How can they teach? Okay? They will entrust to somebody else. These people are supposed to do it themselves. But as if they are the busy people in the world, they do not have time because the whole time going for stealing papayas, no? So, Anyway, the parish priest's duty is to teach properly the doctrine of the church. But usually they entrust to some lay people. Okay? And these lay people who are entrusted with the duty to teach catechism, they also put sign of the cross on the forehead of the candidates. Okay? So the celebrant, then the godparents, then the catechists, didaskalos, okay, teacher. They will put the sign of the cross on the forehead of the candidates. Okay? And then the celebrant officially invites them into the church. Okay? Now comes the procession. Procession. Now comes the procession to the church. So, an official entry into the church's life. Okay? Church's life. During this procession, an interesting antiphon or a song is sung. Okay? That antiphon goes like this. Write down as it is and study it by heart. Okay? Venite, venite, write down. Are fellow, you studied Latin little bit, introduction. Venite, fili, venite, fili, miei, miei. Venite, fili, miei. By, I think, by dictating 3 times you can write, I think. So better we'll go for writing. Shall I? Venite fili miei, timorem Domini docebo vos. Venite fili miei, timorem Domini docebo vos. That means, come my children. Miei means my. Okay? Children, fili, sons. Come my sons. Venite, come. Venite fili miei, come my children. Timorem, timorem means fear, okay? Timorem Domini, fear of the Lord, okay? Docebo vos, docebo means I will teach you, docebo, I will teach, vos to you, okay? Come my children, I will teach you the fear of the Lord. The invitation is for learning. Okay? Invitation is to enter so that they sit at the feet of the Lord and learn the doctrine of life. How to fear the Lord. How to live in fear of the Lord. That means Christian initiation, Christian instruction. Okay? And it, in the Bible it is said, no? Fear of the Lord is the first stage of beginning of wisdom, it is said, no? So, the didaskalos or the teacher is inviting, come my children, I will teach you how to fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord I will teach you. Okay? That is this is the song that goes. So accordingly, please compose a song on this one, on this theme, keeping this in mind, welcoming the candidates, prepare songs. And yesterday in the instruction you have seen, in the general introduction you have seen, no? Okay, Catholic musicians must be encouraged by the ecclesiastical authorities to prepare suitable songs. Okay, and one of the suitable song is this one. So the celebrant sings this. By this he invites. It is the celebrant's work, no? Then he will introduce the song, then the choir will take up surely. It is the choir's duty to sing. Throughout the procession, they will be singing, no? Not the celebrant alone, but he is the one who introduces. Like a Gloria, it is not the choir supposed to start. It is the priest supposed to start Gloria Patris, Gloria in excelsis there, in the mass. That priest is supposed to start, and then choir will take up. Creed also like that. Our Father also is like that. Okay, he has to start and give. Supposed to start and give. So you yourself compose and you start singing. Then others choir will join. You can keep quiet afterwards, no problem. But it is your duty to start. So brothers, procession starts and the procession is accompanied by this Latin song. Okay, procession starts and they all enter the church. Now, once they enter the church, liturgy of the word follows. Liturgy of the word. Now, liturgy of the word follows the same structure as it is in the Mass. Okay, there will be an opening prayer. Okay, thanking the Lord for the gift of these children, those who are ready to accept Christ, and ask the Lord to bless them so that they persevere in their decision to follow Christ. Okay, the prayer will be their official prayer, and then there will be first reading, and then there is a responsorial psalm, then there is a second reading if you want, then there is an Alleluia, then there is a gospel reading, then there is the homily. Okay, all these things are done in the liturgy of the word proper. Clear? Liturgy of the word follows. Whether it is one reading or two readings or three readings, you choose accordingly. Okay? According to the time availability and the patience of the people and everything, you can choose. Usually, they take two readings before the gospel, just like we do on Sundays and solemnities. Complete three readings are taken with responsorial psalm and Alleluia. So, in the procession, they enter officially, and once they enter the church, there follows the liturgy of the word with an opening prayer. Then there are readings, just like in the Mass. Okay? Since the whole community is participating, there is a good choir group also involved in that. This is a community celebration, not secretly done as today we are doing for baptisms. At the end of the Mass, after everybody going, call only these 2-3 people in the family, give baptism and send. Not supposed to be done like that. Baptism is a community celebration. It should be done when people are there. Okay, in front of the people it should be done. It is a major event in the life of the church. New people are being born in the family, then whole family is happy. Not that family alone, but the whole church is that family. Okay, so liturgy of the word follows. In the homily, the celebrant explains all that pertains to the rite of catechumenate, all the stages that he has to go through, what all things will be expected of the candidates, what all things are expected of the community, what all things are expected of the celebrant. Okay, and what all the celebrations or ceremonies that will take place during the 3 years of catechumenate and how it will end up. Everything he will explain. Okay, and the beauty of Christian life will be explained by the celebrant. And then now comes general intercessions. General intercessions. During these general intercessions, special prayers will be made for these candidates. Okay, and then after these general intercessions, some celebrations, some liturgical celebrations which are optional, okay, can take place. Okay, that is giving a Christian name. Okay, now in India it is more discouraged than encouraged to change the name. except unless the name is so much connected with Hindu gods or Muslim gods or like that. Generally, it is encouraged not of going for a change of a name. Even if we change, that will not enter into the official documents, whereby the person can have problems afterwards. When we go for studies outside, applying for passport and applying for a university programs, all those things, some difficulties are there with changing the names. Okay? So, not much encouraged. Not discouraged as such, but not very much encouraged also at the same time.
We have to speak only to what is prescribed in the
No. You see, yesterday we have seen in the general introduction, when there are some options, okay, more options can be added. More options can be added. So, and also to make the prayers more applicable to the situation. Okay? We may be praying especially for, there are only 2 or 3, let us say. Okay? One prayer for each of them can be made, no? What is the difficulty in that one? Together also we are making, individual also we are making, okay? And seeking the intercession of the saints whom they have chosen as their name, okay? So like that, anything can be done. In any case, special prayers are made for these people. Then a Christian name is chosen if they wish, and then renunciation of pagan religions. Okay? Renunciation of pagan religion. This one can be done, need not be done. Okay? Can be done, need not be done. If it is to be done, it should be done in such a way that the other people will not get offended. If there is a possibility of offense, then better to avoid this rite. The local ordinaries will do that one. Now in Indian situation, the option is there, we are not practicing this one, this rite. Not a necessary rite. But in some cases, where there is more superstition is practiced, okay, superstitious religion is practiced, then it becomes a necessity. But it should be done in such a way the other people of that religion will not be offended in some kind of a secret manner, let us say. Okay, but it's not necessary also. Enough that we tell the people in advance. Now, once you become Christians, you will be not practicing that one. Cultural matters can be practiced. Certain cultural elements from every culture can be taken. Okay, some of these cultural elements could be connected with the religion, but superstitions which will go completely against our faith, those things have to be renounced. Okay, that we tell the people even without official public pronouncing of renunciation of pagan religion, they can renounce their superstitious practices. Okay, that kind of a thing has to be employed here. Then handing over book of the Gospels and medals. Handing over a book of the Gospels and medals, or either book of the Gospels or a Bible. Okay, a Bible is given to them, and if required, prayer book can be given, rosary can be given, medals just to wear in their neck, that can be given. Anything that is to be done can be done here. Permission is granted. Okay, and then at last, imposition of hands take place. Okay, they are prayed over, specially prayed over. Then a thanksgiving song is sung, and final blessings are there, and then they will go away. Okay, final blessings and dismissal. So this entrance rite becomes full. Okay, no? So with the final blessing, they will go away, and then periodically they will be called for instruction. Especially every Sunday they will be asked to come to the church and enter into the spiritual life of the community, participate in the life of the community, Christian community in all the aspects. They will be joining, but they will not receive communion, or they will not participate in the proper rites as such, but they will be sitting. Okay, for the whole liturgy they will be there, and time to time special prayers are made for them. Okay, and at the end of the mass, instruction will be given to them like catechism, and some things will be there, and they will be asked regularly to practice the Christian principles at home. Okay, no?